What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So I want to talk about a couple of things. This video I want to address. I watched a video where basically, Blue Blood. He has a video and he's pretty much saying that Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn is demanding that Wilder is next. Basically that because of Wilder's performance, now they feel confident that they can beat him, so they want him while he's vulnerable and weak, overlooking the whole time that it was just ring rust and, pretty much a bunch of lies. Nothing was said from AJ's side about they want Wilder next. He has to be next. We demand it. That's his words. We all saw the interviews, and there's no video stating any of that. Anthony Joshua clearly said that, the Wilder fight can still happen. But the thing with AJ, he's not fixated on one person. He's dealt with this for years with Wilder and his side where the fight just don't happen. And, I have tons of videos right in my archives of these things coming right out of Wilder's mouth. The denials, the turning down fights, everything, the tweets of him admitting that, he turned down a fight with AJ for a lot more money than what he was getting with Fury, but he's a man of his word, all that kind of stuff, right? So we know that that's facts. That's not just words being spoken. And basically, there's another video out, where if you listen to the contradictions that the Alphabet Boys are making, okay, they don't even, it's so childish that it's like, they don't even have the common sense to know what not to say. Deontay Wilder is fighting to get his spot back with the AJ fight. AJ is fighting for bigger and better opportunities. He's fighting, trying to get in line for championship fights. Well, if a fight with Wilder comes first, so be it. If it comes afterwards, so be it. That's his mentality. Like he said, if you ask me what I would want, I want to be, 3-time champ of the world. He said, but I'm not ducking and dodging. We all heard the conversation. Now, Deontay Wilder said he doesn't even want a rematch with Joseph Parker. He just wants Anthony Joshua. Okay. Now, all of a sudden, for the first time, you can say you want the fight now. Whereas all before, you sat there crying and made it like it was no big deal. It's always, no matter where I go, my fans say that's the fight they want to see me have. You understand what I mean? But I mean now, when you're calling his name and saying what you want, what should happen, and you're taking credit for him beating Wallin, you made him perform that way, all this goofy nonsense. It's like, no. If you had won the fight would be on. The way Wilder's talking, you think that he won the fight, and then AJ and Hearn decided, nah, I don't want to do this. You lost. And the funny thing about it is, you see all the crying and complaining he's doing, and he's talking about how they don't want the fight. I noticed when 7-8 asked him about, it was rumors about the contract was signed by both of them for the fight to happen, before, the fight took place at their reckoning. Those fights was to be announced at the end of the show. But basically, Wilder lost. So, if you notice when 7-8 asked him that question, he paused for a long time, and he says he paused because, and he just starts monologuing about nothing. Man, there's so much going on, Man, they don't want that fight, man. They don't want to. He can never answer a question, and that's a sure sign of a liar who's trying to hide the truth. I ask you about bread and butter, you start telling me about alphabets. You understand what I mean? The changing of the seasons. I'm not asking you about nothing. I'm talking about bread and butter. What are we talking about? You know, the holiday seasons for and all this nonsense. And that's what he did. And in fact, if you listen, there's a video, which I could actually pull it up. I'm going to let y'all hear this one really quick, what Eddie Hearn has to say, where Deontay Wilder's in the back getting his hands wrapped. Okay? He's in the back. This is before the Parker fight, getting his hands wrapped. And this guy's talking to him about Anthony Joshua and the possibilities of, you know, what happens next. And bottom line, you hear Deontay Wilder clearly say, nah, if Anthony Joshua loses and the fight's off, it's not. If he loses, it's not going to happen. Oh, but you lost, and now you whining and crying, as if you've been robbed. And that's the thing. He's carrying on like he's been cheated or robbed of an opportunity. No, you basically jumped in it. You accepted this fight, and this is why, like I said, I don't want to hear nothing about ring rust. I don't want to hear no excuses about anything. You know, when Dillian Whyte got knocked out by Povetkin, he had to jump right back in there, his next fight, and he rematched Povetkin, got his spot back. Now he got in there with Fury and got his ass whooped, but bottom line is he got his spot back and the opportunity that he was asking for. So, the ass whooping that Deontay Wilder is asking for, well, why are you scared to rematch Joseph Parker? Why? Because what I know is it's not, see, ring rust, my ass, I don't care about the ring rust. And let's say, it's not like it's impossible because shit happened. Ring rust might have had something to do with it. But you know why I'm not taking that as an excuse? He even said at the end of the fight, we're not going to use that dude, blame it on that. Did he not say that? He also hadn't been in the ring for over a year when he knocked out Robert Helenius. But I told you guys, I said in that video, his legs didn't look steady. The way his movements and that, he just looked unstable, but he was able to land the shot. So, again, people, Wilder didn't get here by beating elite opponents. Name one. Name one. Biggest win of his career is beating a washed up. He wasn't completely shot, you know, but he basically a washed up Luis Ortiz, who never won nothing, even in his prime. Okay? And so, for y'all to sit here talking about he's 38 years old, yeah, well, Luis Ortiz was 40 when they fought. So, either way, you know, when he wins a fight, like I said, his age, ring rust, how many times his hand was broken, nothing. None of that stuff comes up. If Deontay Wilder, okay, and this is another reason, if it was just ring rust, that's all he'd have to say. As much trash that Dillian Whyte talks, what did he say when he lost to Povetkin? It's like, man, I practiced this thing, the punch and slip, you know, that uppercut every day, got it perfect every day in training, and one time now in the fight, you know, and I don't do it right or whatever. Okay, whatever, man. You know, it's not like this is choreographed, okay? Shit happens, you know, but that's all you heard. You didn't hear anything about no damn cryo chamber. Oh, he had an unloaded glove or had a loaded glove with an egg weight and blah, 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 and poison and all this. And that's all Wilder would say. If that's all that would need to be said. All this confusion. You the guy saying you have a strong mind. This is the same guy saying that Anthony Joshua, you know, has a weak mind. See, and him thinking, you know, Otto Wallin, all of them, yeah, they want that to be true. Okay, which, you know, I'm gonna save that. You know, I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that because I got to speak on that. But if you look at it, Blue Blood, he turns around, he makes a video talking about fake news. So you guys know I made a video and you heard me playing the audio of Deontay Wilder out of his own mouth saying how he contemplated suicide, had a loaded gun, wanted to take his own life. He talked about going through depression when Blue Blood, and all of these same people denied it, right? I told you, somebody's going to talk about this video. I made this video last week. Now Blue Blood is talking about fake news. And listen, like it could be fake news that he tried to take his life at the end after the Parker fight, and that Malik Scott came into the dressing room and found him that way. Could be. I don't know. Could be fake. Could be. I don't know. But at the end of the day, they denied that he ever said anything or tried to take his life or went through a depression. When, like I said, I forget the guy's name that said he really strongly feels that Deontay Wilder is someone going through mental health issues. And then the whole Deontay Wilder minion community, that's not true, and that's not that. How could they say that? And that's fake news. And you know, Blue Blood was one of the first ones leading the charge, saying it was irresponsible of this guy to say that, and how can you know there's no proof of, and Wilder never said anything like that. Yeah, man. But again, so when I played the video, why did I play that particular video? Because you get to hear what Wilder said out of his own mouth at one point versus what this video is saying. So my thing is, if you don't hear it from Wilder, right, I can understand certain depending on the news and how you got it, where it comes from, and how much it's talked about. Certain things is more, you know, tucked away, and people don't speak on certain things than others. But you heard it come out of Wilder's mouth, and that's the thing with his fans. And this is why I do things like when I show you receipts, because why? Even when you hear something come out of Wilder's mouth, they still deny it. And they really are ignorant people. They're just a stupid group of people that honestly don't like the truth. So it's irresponsible of this guy to say something about a man who sat here talking about wanting to take his own life, you know, wanting to experience having a baby, and with so much emotion in his voice, break down in the tears, crying about shit that don't even happen to him, and he need hugs from everybody all the time, and always in tears about something, walk around with his little man bun and his nose ring, and just acting like a weirdo, always talking about how sexy he is, and twerk dancing and all this little. This is a 38-year-old man. Okay, but bottom line is, the things that I hear come out of his mouth. For me to have people say, I never heard him say, I don't care what you heard. But when I play it, do you hear them respond? Do you see the response? Or do you, damn, you was right, I was wrong. I never, no. You're denying it. Because it's like, well, if he said that, that's ridiculous. Y'all hear everything about every other fighter, even when it's bullshit. And then y'all run with it and make stories about it. But anything about Wilder, it has to be false. Yeah. Because that's how ridiculous these things are that comes out of his mouth. So, Blue Blood now has a video saying that the fight is on. The Saudis are doing everything to make this fight happen. It's going to happen and all that. And of course, there's always this thing like Wilder, like you go from saying AJ and Hearn are demanding the fight to saying that they don't want the fight, but Wilder's the one that wants the fight. Well, you got to hold your end of the bargain up. Can you imagine, like I said, the NFC, championship game, the New Orleans Saints versus the Dallas Cowboys, and the Cowboys lose? And then all of a sudden, some NFL committee or whoever the commissioners are decide they're going to overturn a decision. And even though the Cowboys lost, we're going to put them in the Super Bowl anyway? No, that's not how that works. And for Wilder to sit there and say, if AJ loses, then it's not going to happen. What make you special? So see all that, I'm a king, man. I'm a king, 7'8", and all. See this egotistical weirdo. This is the stuff I'm talking about. Now, I want you to hear what Eddie Hearn is going to say versus this shit Blue Blood is saying. And this is what I mean. This isn't BLK Prime that flopped and failed, okay? And the Saudis, let's be real. You think they're telling Blue Blood anything? He has no ties with them. He has no business with these people. How the hell would Blue Blood know what's happening? And you know, if this fight's happening and Eddie Hearn is in touch with you, he's the promoter. You understand what I mean? Eddie Hearn don't do what we do. He's not sitting up with a YouTube channel. He's in the midst of all of this. We have to hear the news from the right sources to put the news out, right? So you think Blue Blood knows and Eddie Hearn doesn't know? Yeah, Blue, just so you know, we're telling you we're going to make the fight happen. So if the fight don't happen, it's not because of Wilder, it's because of Anthony Joshua. Come on, man. Just listen to this question and the answer.
Going back to last weekend, obviously, I did about 3 or 4 minutes of you because everyone was kind of rushing to get out of the arena to get on their flights home. But yeah, I mean, for yourself, a very successful night. Apart from, I'll say, the fact that the plans for the Joshua Wilder fight got thrown into whatever. So, look, where are we with this environment? Has there been any conversations about this fight still potentially taking place?
No, the fight's dead. I mean,
right now.
Listen, yeah, you never know what's going to happen in the future, but we had both signed contracts to announce the fight that night. So, obviously, subject to everybody winning. So when Wilder lost, it was like, what the fuck? You know, we had to go into the change room with Josh, and he was like, he just lost. I'm like, yeah. It's like, fuck. So, you know, look, don't worry about that, guy. You do your thing. And obviously, he did his thing outstandingly. And the fight's dead for now. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? So, literally, since I left the venue that night to about 20 minutes ago, I've been speaking to His Excellency non-stop to decide what we're going to do. Obviously, AJ is the hot commodity right now. You know, you've got Fury and Usyk already locked in. But, you know, we're planning out our next move. And those conversations have been evolving since that night, to be honest with you, as we plan a busy 2024.
Joshua said after his win against Otto Wallin that if Wilder still wanted it, he'd still be interested in having that fight. Look, I get what you're saying. Look, he's lost, and obviously it's obvious why this fight you're saying is dead right now. But can you list me someone else he could fight that is either better than Wilder, or a better fight than Wilder, or more fight with more interest than still Deontay Wilder?
Yeah, I mean, I don't rule it out. It's just that the people who wanted to put the fight on no longer see that as the fight that is the fight that it was. So, obviously, the negotiations that have taken place up to that point to agree the deal, the numbers don't work now because Wilder's a busted flush at the moment.
Now, that's all we need to hear. And that is exactly what I said. Wilder, in my last video, is that Wilder would need an impressive comeback win against somebody formidable. So when he says, even ask that question, who else he could fight that's better than Wilder? Well, there's several fighters that's better than Wilder. Okay, in terms of what the people want to see, well, there's probably nobody else out there other than Fury, or now because of the way AJ's bounced back, a third fight with Usyk. You know, and that all depends. I mean, if you look at that, you're fighting for a world title. Okay, no fighter should limit themselves to try to appease a certain group of people because they want to see a particular fight. Nobody ruled the fight out like, oh, we don't want the fight. No, that's the whole point, is it's business. You just lost and lost bad, and you're making excuses about how you're much better than this guy and you don't know what happened. You still can't understand why he lost. No, it's more than a ring rush thing. It's your ego is so massive that you're detached from reality, brother, and you're delusional. You can't understand, nah, this dude is better. Like I said, Malik Scott's response to the loss is completely different from Wilder's. And he just can't accept that he's not a good damn boxer. I told you guys, he's nothing but a puncher with no footwork, no ring IQ, no skills. And at his very best performance, like I said, in my opinion, was the Chris Arreola fight. Even at his very best, he was still so green, and you can still see, even then, he didn't know how to put combinations together. If you wasn't putting combinations together and understanding, how to throw feints and work off the feint and the jab and give, sidestep, lateral move and all that shit, if you wasn't doing that then, you think at 38 he's going to start doing this shit now? And this is why I say when you guys are talking about bum-ass Bermane Stiverne, and I'm saying it like it is, okay? Seriously? And let's not forget, Bermane Stiverne beat Chris Arreola twice. Okay? So we're not gonna sit here and play this game of let's baby Wilder and try to play neutral. No. The dude is trash. He can't box. And all of those victories of knocking out these meatballs, that's how he got where he is. And when you hear him say shit like he tried to control the narrative, okay, like Blue Bloods hit, we control the narrative, yeah. When he said, you heard him at the press conference, right? Nobody want to come sit and see a long fight. Everybody want to see a knockout and go party. Okay, so that's your professionalism. Why you put that out there is because you know you can't box. You could never put on a master class of boxing. So yeah, you come to do what you do, right? Well, like I said, you step up in competition. It's not as easy, is it? And then your limitations are exposed even further because the skills that someone say they would or expected to see from you, like Lennox Lewis, and I addressed that and said, how are you shocked that you didn't see him do something that we've never seen him do? And that's going in and box a clever, smart fight. He can't. He's not capable of doing it because he doesn't have it in him to do it. Okay, I'm not a surgeon, so you couldn't, expect me to do a Heimlich maneuver or something, or just say, we can't get out that way. We have to go cut him open. Hey, Aries, we're depending on you, man. I would think that you would at least go and scalpel the woman. No, I don't know the first thing about performing a surgery. And he's no surgeon in that ring at all. So, you heard what Eddie just said. And see, that question that Coogan just asked him is a question that people like the Alphabet Boys try to use as a point to make. Who else? No, there's other fights. There's other fights that you would that you could see him Anthony Joshua in. But like I said, in terms of you talking about Wilder fans or just people in boxing that still want to see the fight, okay, cool. But you sound stupid yourselves. When I've heard fighters say, Father Time is finally caught up with Wilder. So then, if Father Time is caught up with Wilder, and that's what you truly believe, that's your excuse that you're making for him losing to Joseph Parker, then why would you still want to see him fight Anthony Joshua? You want to see him get killed? If he's a shot fighter, why would you still want to see him in AJ? I mean, this is what I'm saying. So, it is what it is, but you heard it from Eddie Hearn. So I don't give a damn with no Blue Blood or all these other people that's making these channels with this fake news, this clickbait nonsense. And for the record, I explained myself as to why I played the video so you guys can hear what was said. So I'm not saying he didn't try to take his life, or he did. I'm telling you, after the Parker fight. But you heard him out of his own mouth say that he tried to take his life. At one point, had a loaded gun in his head and all that. And understand, that came from his mouth, and it was denied that by his minions, that he never said that. I never seen such a video. And you go right in that video and watch, and where is his minions at there? Because it's like, damn, this is fucking Aries didn't prove this wrong again. So that was what I did, why I did what I did. So my point is, people like Blue Blood and all these guys, they try to they want to speak about fake news. And I knew, they're so predictable. These motherfuckers are easy to beat. I knew somebody was going to speak on it, but I knew for sure one of these LDBC or whatever they call their fucking selves was going to be the ones that's going to talk about it, and people making a mockery of the champion. Right. But that same video, you see how they're going to overlook him saying he tried to take his own life? and him admitting to having mental health issues, and how they attacked the guy verbally for stating that I feel like this guy has mental health issues. But then you hear him say it, but he never said it. This is what I mean about bold-faced liars. These guys are just like blatantly, openly stupid. Okay? If I sit here right now, put a gun to this camera and say such and such, when I see you, yeah, it's over. Why would I do that? And then I'm going to sit here and tonight, when all somebody got to do is go pull a video up with me doing it. And I got FBI agents and everybody knocking on my door. I got feds knocking on my door. Yeah, because I threatened to kill somebody or whatever. Okay. Like the idiot 7-8 that made the video telling somebody about shooting a fair one and told him, if you come with somebody, I'm going to shoot you. And that's when I sat there and said, this is one big, dumb, fat, stuttering idiot, man. Like, whoa. Why do you guys make such stupid videos, such dumb, ignorant content? And this is my point. And you look at the ages of these people. This is why I get so turned off, because I said I feel like, man, these is a bunch of children. You know, as an alpha, you know, you just imagine being a giant, like you're a giraffe, man, or an elephant, you know? And you out in the wild, and you looking around. And you're supposed to be in the jungle, but you don't see lions and hyenas and wolves, and you know, all you see is like butterflies and worms and little hummingbirds and shit like that. It's like where are the grown-ups at? So, like I always say, I don't give a damn how y'all feel about Anthony Joshua or no other fighter on a personal level. I just give the boxing news. You know, a judge is supposed to be fair and call everything out in the middle. So you're not to ever be spiteful. Your bad judgment can cause somebody jail time. And that's time out their life that they can't get back because of your negligence or favoritism or you a personal dislike. I can like not care for something a person do. And I'm still gonna be honest about how I feel. So if I'm saying I think somebody is just trash, I mean it. I'm not saying it because, oh, you said something about this person. No. There's fighters that I like as fighters more than other fighters. I'm not so sure that they can beat certain guys, though, and I've made that clear several times. So everybody knows I don't play the favoritism game, man. But, you know, just listening to what was said, Eddie said up until 20 minutes ago, and this video was from earlier today with Coogan. This is from today. Today is Sunday. And he said clearly that he's been up on the phone with him all 20 minutes ago, every day since the day of reckoning. Now, he's saying the fight's dead as of now, but somehow Blue Blood got the real news because he's sitting there with Wilder telling him he's a king. Yeah, so somewhere in this world, Deontay Wilder is sitting up on the throne somewhere. Yeah, right there in Tuska, Alabama, or Tuscaloosa, peanut butter, or wherever he's from, wherever he lives. Yeah, that's where he's a king at in his head. And all his little social media minions and people that's running up to him, sucking up to him and talking about what they want to see him do and how everybody's afraid of him and all this nonsense. You know, yeah. He's the king of you idiots. And, you know, in closing, I'm going to say, brother, if you're so much better than Joseph Parker, why'd you lose? If you have such a strong mind, why you can't figure out why you lost? And if you're that great of a fighter, why is it you're such a sore loser and you have to make excuses up every time you lose? Please, somebody tell me when I'm lying. Every loss, there's an excuse as to why you lost. It's never just the better man won. Leave it at that. Come back next time. So even how he stood there and lied his ass off at the end of the Joseph Parker fight, he has no goodwill towards Joseph Parker. AJ, Fury, none of that. He stands there, and like I said, ain't gonna make no excuses. You know, he did this, he did that. And again, like I said, That's what he says face to face. Once he gets away from you and get in front of a camera again, you better believe he's going to have a completely different story. You got your ass kicked. You didn't hold your end of the bargain. Nobody cheated you. You know who's cheating you besides yourself? All your minions who fail to tell you the truth. And that's why you think your shit don't stink. And that's why you're getting your ass what was great for you. And what you don't understand is, whether it's Joseph Parker or not, somebody else gonna fuck you up even worse, because you can't box for shit. You can't even fight. You just can punch, to be honest with you. And I don't care how many people take your side and pump your head up. When you get stretched out and all this shit about how you a happy fighter, you gotta get that killing instinct back and all this and that. Yeah. All the shit you saying is all the shit you accused Anthony Joshua of and said you were the opposite. So basically, according to your own logic and words, you went from a beast to a bitch. Yeah. That's what that, according to your own words and logic. You not sure or don't understand why you lost. You don't have to be the smartest person in the world, but common sense tells fighters when it's time to hang it up. And if that's what you're trying not to say, well, that's on you. So when you climb your skinny ass back in that ring and get your ass whooped again, I'm going to tell you what your little minions won't. You've never been a good boxer at all. You was never a boxer. You always been a one-trick pony that had certain little things that worked for you against certain opponents. Okay? And now that you decide to finally step up, well, it took you this long, but now that you decide to step up and you got 2 elite names on your resume, okay? You lost. You lost. And you will continue to lose. And it doesn't matter if the excuse ends up being, I lost my hunger for this because I'm successful, I got money, and okay, you're not the only successful rich fighter. As long as you still jumping in that ring, you have something to prove. And if you feel that you don't, so be it. But I'm not making excuses for you and nobody else. If this was Anthony Joshua acting like you, I'd be saying the same thing about AJ. So unlike the rest of these fanboys, I'm nobody's fan. But there's, like I said, there's certain fighters I like more than others. Certain fighters I respect their game a lot more than others and shit like that. But, you know, I respect certain attributes, certain things I see a person bring to the table, the way they carry themselves and conduct themselves and all of that. But bottom line, I cut it straight to what happens in the ring. I was never impressed with Wilder. Never, at no point. And instead of people being so ignorant and childish with all this, people being haters nonsense, well, you need to understand that if you like chocolate cake, that don't mean that I have to. If you like banana flavored ice cream, that don't mean that I have to. So a person is a hater because they just don't see what you see or feel what you feel. But it's funny because all the things that I say, they wind up coming into fruition. And when they do, yeah, but, it's okay. And for anybody dumb enough to put money up, if you're betting on fights and you're betting based on you got a little cheerleading squad leading you on, you guys better learn. Okay? Think with this, not this. Because this will cause you to go broke. And this is why when I sit here and I say certain things, I see it unfolding in a certain way. And I watch all these so-called expert analysis of people go completely left. But it happens the way I say it's going to happen or close to it. But bottom line is the result that I foresee. Well, I don't need validation from people just because of who they are in terms of popularity. Do you know how many people have great knowledge of so many things, but because you don't know who they are, well, you overlook what they're teaching you, right? It's like you got that rich preacher, then you got the preacher that's a blue-collar preacher, right? People listen to the rich preacher. Why? Because in their minds, God is blessing him. Look, way more than he's blessing him. You say that's a blessing from God. Then all of a sudden you find out that this minister's been money laundering, sex trafficking, and all kinds of shit. Yeah, God did that, huh? See, ignorance. Talking to these little puppies a lot of times is like, man, look, you know how you see those movies, like a big Rottweiler, a bull, mastiff, or pit bull. And you got that little chihuahua jumping around, barking and snarling, and they're not even looking at this little motherfucker. They're looking around, observing what's going on. But this chihuahua down there making all that noise, not realizing nobody cares about what he's saying. That's exactly how a lot of these people are on social media. They type all this dumb shit in and get behind these fighters to make them feel like they can do no wrong. But it's like I said, if you care about a person, you tell them the truth. And if they cared about you, you could tell them the truth. They get upset. Why? Simply because their main objective, their only objective, is to kiss your ass. Not to tell you the truth. Like, for example, if you guys really like Blue Blood Channel, for whatever reason, why don't one of y'all please tell this man to stop with the fucking 25-minute introductions? Nobody gives a fuck about the height, the arm, the reach, how many bronze medals they won, or what. Nobody cares about all that shit. And it just makes me laugh sometimes because people make fun of him like that. Like, watch him. He stands 5'8", 68 in arm reach, 126 pounds, former gold medalist. Every single time, and every name that he brings into that conversation, if they're a boxer, the same thing. Why the fuck does anybody care about their arm reach, their height, their weight? We know Errol Spence a fucking welterweight, man. We know Crawford's a welterweight. We don't care about the arm reach and all of that shit. Huh? Like, how do y'all sit through that? Why don't somebody say Blue? Seriously, man. Could you cut the intros from being so damn long? God damn, man. Just get to the point. And that's how you know also when a person is a liar. Because they have to cook just to get to a simple point. Especially when common sense is we all going to see these same videos. And in his case, there's many videos you're not going to see because he makes shit up. So you can't sit here bitching, talking about people making, like, I saw the fake video shit about Terrence Crawford beating up Devin Haney and sent him to the hospital and all this stuff. And I've seen all that fake shit. Okay? So basically, because you have a certain liking to Terrence Crawford and to Deontay Wilder, doesn't mean you're against lying, because you're a liar. You make up shit. You just did, and that's why I just played this video. So when they listen to your bullshit, it's like, okay, that's on them. But where are you getting this from? And that's why I tell y'all, you go look on these people's pages, go look on these videos, and you can put a search in, and you're only going to see the search coming from the names of the people saying it. Which is why, if I play anything for you guys, I tell you the name of the channel so you can go check it out for yourself. Right? I got nothing to hide. And I have no favoritism. Anyway, talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. I'll catch y'all in the next video.